Okay, there we're recording. All right, November healing session, group session. Let's see. So thanks for being here, everybody. I'm excited to see all of your faces. It's so good to see you. All right, I'm going to change my view. If you're on a computer, you can actually change your view to gallery view. It's a little thing, it's a tab up at the top. And Leandra, you're sideways. I don't know if it doesn't matter that you're sideways. Just wanted to, oh, we're still in Mercury's shadow. Okay, thank you for that insight, Anne. Yes, Anne is much more into the astrology aspect of things, and so that is why we need to be here as a community. So I would really love to, you know what? Let's do that. I would love for everyone tonight, and then we'll get in, like, if you have specific healing stuff that you need and you need resources and support, absolutely. But I would love to start this session out with, if each person on the call tonight would share an insight or an activation or something from your gifts. Like, Anne, I would love to hear your insight on what is going on right now, because I know you've been like diving deeply into that. Like, I would love for each person to just share something that you have knowledge about, you have resources about. I feel like this is going to be more and more what this program is about realizing that you have the gifts and abilities. And as you're watching the videos, as you're implementing the tools, as you're using the resources, you're attaining the foundation so that your natural gifts and abilities are going to bloom and blossom and become what they are. So I am simply a conduit to allow for a better foundation so that you can build on top of that. So again, if there's stuff going on in your life and you would like support or direction, we'll totally do that this call as well. But I really want to hear from each of the beautiful women in this group. And I've decided this group is going to be a women's only group. So I'm actually going to make a big announcement in the Magical Mothering Facebook group. I did allow men into it at one point, and I'm going to kick them all out, and it's going to be a women's only thing again, because I just can't handle men's energy, and that's fine. There's people out there for them, but I'm not that person. And so that's spirit, and the magical mother and the divine has said, you're not meant to work with men. It's just not, that's not what it is. So this is going to be a women's only space. And every single one of the women that I've ever worked with shares this process with their man or their men in their lives in a way that their men understand from that womanly guidance, not from me directly, if that makes sense. So Jackie O, even like your son, there's men in your life that are receiving these insights, but not directly from me. So I've learned that I'm not supposed to be directly working with men, but I'm supposed to be just a conduit to help the women who work with those men, not me. So that may change at a later date. If Travis ever comes on board with doing couples retreats and stuff, that might change. But as for now, on my own, that's what is happening. So just to let you know, this is going to stay women only. And I know in a world that we live in, women is very sexist, just saying, if you don't have a vagina, you can't join. I'm not sure how that's actually going to play out. So I'll deal with that when the time comes. But for now, it is what it is. So if you have resources on that of how to create space, please share, because that's not my specialty, obviously. That's not my thing. So, all right, enough with that. Anne, I'm gonna unmute you if that is all right. And I would love to hear from you. I'd love to get some insight.
Hello.
Yes, because I know that you have really been so. Anne, just a little. Anne's not. This is not her first rodeo with me. We've done quite a bit of work together, and she. I don't know if you want to give your backstory. So much has happened in the past couple months.
Shoo. Right? I feel like I'm on like the fast forward track or something.
And
I'm pretty sure.
Did you get a haircut?
I did.
Oh my
I did. I cut my hair.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
My hair used to be past my butt, so it's a big change for me. And it's very liberating. I've had my hair that long for many, many years, so.
Yeah. Huge.
Hooray.
Huge. Okay.
New life, new look.
Yes.
So, I live in Alaska, and my family moved up here a year ago today. Actually, I got a job up here. It's kind of like the top of my field type of job, which was very interesting. I learned a ton, but I ended up having to face some very interesting ethical dilemmas in my career, where I literally had to choose money or doing something illegal. So yeah, I chose to struggle a little bit, to hold up to my values, and that was like a big choice for me. But to do a little backstory, we moved here from Idaho. We had a really great little place by Yellowstone, but our family was meant to be in Alaska, so we gave it up to come here. And I've had some hurdles along the way. The last few years, I've had my dad pass away, my father-in-law pass away. I severely broke my leg and couldn't walk for 6 months and had a couple surgeries and whatnot. So big bumps in the road. Oh, and my husband also got severely injured and couldn't work for a couple years. And I have a step family, so I was juggling blended family life, a very pressing, high-stress career in environmental science, that led me here, which is where I fully feel our family is supposed to be. We're all so happy here. We're all very much winter people. It's just our soul home. And I've gone through some things that other would probably, I don't know, telling my story, it sounds like, gosh, why isn't, how is she even functioning? But I am at the best, happiest point of my life because I didn't listen to those other voices of I shoulds anymore. I listened to my gut and I trusted it. A lot of shitty things happen in my life because I didn't trust my gut feeling. I've been through an abusive marriage, my first marriage, and got divorced. Now I'm married to a very wonderful man. Neither one of us are perfect, of course, but we're very much in love, and we push each other to follow our soul and what it wants to do. And sometimes that's uncomfortable, but we keep each other in check. We have 2 daughters, 5 and 7. So they're a handful. They're not quite 2 years apart. And I'm homeschooling them now that I left my corporate job. And I'm pursuing a career as a healer finally. So I left my corporate job, and I've gotten certified in astrology and Reiki and a couple other things. So that's exciting. I'm really doing it. I'm trying to make that work. And here we are.
Yes. So
checking in. It's been a real Scorpio season for me. Scorpio's the intense sign. Things have certainly been intense. I'm sure you're all feeling it too. Just the intensity level. It's like someone turned it up to 13.
yeah. Yeah. And so I would love, because that's a realm that I'm I'm most likely never going to dive into. To be honest, like astrology's not it's not my game. And this, I believe, is why this community is going to be so powerful, because it's going to have rock star women that are passionate about what they're passionate about, and we're going to be able to use each other's resources to really create dynamic change, not just in ourselves, but with each other. So I would love to hear a little bit about, from your perspective, maybe what's going on with the astrology right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of a general like astrology 101 thing. There's all the planets out there. They're all influencing all of us with their different energies. The planets furthest away are going to influence everyone kind of more on a societal, generational level, whereas the planets closer in to the sun and the sun itself and the moon are going to influence us all more on a personal level. So we have big planets. Pluto and Jupiter met yesterday in the sign of Capricorn. Pluto is very deeply transformative. Jupiter makes anything it touches grow bigger. So we're having very expansive transformation in the sign of Capricorn, which is hard work. The universe is just forcing us right now to work really, really hard for this new reality that we're going to be entering soon. It's interesting because of this big conjunction that happened yesterday. I've been really thinking a lot about how astrology plays out on multi-generational levels and much bigger time frames than just our little lives or day to day, and kind of in a much more esoteric way, thinking about how it fits in evolutionarily with our souls and the whole collective. Just big things I've been getting downloads about and being inspired to research. But what's going on is certainly at a really big level. You know, we're all being pulled to a higher place.
Yeah. So
And sometimes that's uncomfortable.
I literally just saw that the general magical mothering group, I would really love if, working into your schedules weekly, you guys share a weekly post and utilizing the magical mothering group and saying, hey, this is what I'm now like through. I just see like you've stepped so much into your power and into who you truly are. So like utilizing that group and sharing, if you would be willing, like a weekly post of like, hey, this is what's going on in the astrology. This is my area of genius. I integrate this, and this, and I create this. And because I would really love for you to have a platform for you to share that on, that would allow for others to see your genius, to allow others to see what's possible, if that makes sense.
That sounds like so much fun.
Okay, yay.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this because, again, like everybody else's genius that is in this group is not my genius. So I really would love to create more resources that share all of our abilities in a way that is so much more effortless than like trying to promote to a group that is disconnected or doesn't have people we know in it, and really create space for each other and to learn from each other and to grow together. So
yeah, I think that'd be super helpful to have
okay.
feedback too from
Yeah.
other healers.
Yes. Yeah. And others who are on the journey of the desire to heal. And then of course it's
Right.
going to be a great place to find obviously people who are wanting to do more healing work, maybe wanting to get to know astrology, wanting to work with you. So I feel like this could be a resource, especially for those in the Magical Mothering method, to be able to start posting in the Magical Mothering group to a larger audience, specifically who are really interested in healing.
Totally.
Okay, good. So, and that resonates so completely, Anne. I'm so excited to get more insights from you because that's so spot on.
Hooray.
Yes.
I could talk and talk and talk and talk about it. I guess that's always a good sign, right?
That's exactly it. That's why I'm saying, oh my gosh, yes, do a weekly video or a weekly blog post, whatever feels and resonates with you. But I'm really excited and I would really love
Totally.
for you as a
Love
resource to start sharing that. So, and it's practice. Get on a Facebook Live and start practicing and getting that message out there.
Yeah, that specifically is intimidating to me. So that would be good for me to get
Yes.
some more.
Yeah. And it's in a totally safe group that you've been in forever that you know lots of people in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And thank you for sharing. I'm so excited. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to mute Anne. All right. Who would like to go next? Who'd like to like share an insight or something that's coming through? I'm going to go with Sandy because she's looking like I'm going to bother her. So
you are.
You looked very meditative.
Yes, I'm trying to hold these tiny rings in my fingers.
I knew. I was like,
they keep dropping on the ground.
So Sandy does a lot of historical reenactment work. So she's working with a lot of history, a lot of she's holding space for a lot of historical aspects. So do you have, you are so connected with the spirit world in a different way than I am. So I would really love to hear from you. What's going on that you're getting downloaded with? What's going on in your world?
Right now, I'm just trying to focus on and meditate on. Anytime I meditate, I get a lot of, how can I put this? Pain in my heart, like a lot of sadness, a lot of loneliness. And so I just keep meditating to try to figure out where that is coming from and who it's coming from.
Yeah, that really sounds like the collective. That sounds like you're getting more of a global consciousness right now, and you're literally holding space for the global transition of grieving that is happening right now.
So I've just been meditating and going through and dealing with one little piece at a time. Like with the depression part that I get, I deal with that. And then after I done meditating, when I close, after I'm done, I go through and I pull the cord.
I
love
that.
I've been doing that with pulling the cord here and from the throat. Okay. So
you are the second person that has told me that blue kyanite is great for cord cutting. And I went, I never even thought about cords in our throat. So
how I was watching your video and you were doing about the third eye
Yes.
and doing it. And after that, after we got done with, after that video, that night when I went and meditated before I went to bed, I ended up having to get up, come into the kitchen and meditate a little bit more and then go through and pull from the throat
Okay.
because I've been having a lot more throat issues since I've been getting the pain in my heart. So after I pulled the cord to send them all back to heal themselves, I did from the throat. So I've been doing that and it's been helping out a little bit more. And I've noticed that I don't fly off of the handle as much now that I'm starting to work. Now I just, if JR does something, I just look at him and I walk away and don't say nothing to him. I just walk away and then I come back and I tell him I thought we agreed we were going to work on this. And he just listens. And then after we get done talking, he's seeing me pull the cord again. And he's sitting there watching me. He looks at me like I've totally lost my mind. But
Yes.
so I've been dealing with that, been dealing with a lot of when I see the when I'm doing the meditation, I see a lot of the purple and blues and oranges in the meditation.
And that's really interesting because people are getting a lot of insights right now. People are speaking in a way that they've never had to before because things are coming to a precipice that they either say them or they die. Like there's no, like there's nothing in between anymore. They have to speak because the insights that they're getting. And then the orange would be that like sacral, that gut, that people are having to trust their gut for the first time in probably a millennia.
Yeah, I've been, and if I talk to an acquaintance or a friend and I feel their energy, I automatically, and so the next time when I know I'm going to talk to them, I prepare myself and block their energy, block them from taking my energy or them leaving their energy with me. So that way so I'm getting better, but.
So not to throw a wrench in what you're doing because you're doing the perfect thing. But I do want to let you know that as a healer, I will sometimes 2 or 3 days prior to somebody reaching out and wanting a session, I will start resonating with their energy. And then all of a sudden they'll call and go, this has been going on. I need a session. I'm like, oh, you are the one that I've been working on. You're the one that gave me this pain in the neck that I was like, this is not mine. I'll work it out anyway. I'll wait for them to, for me to figure out who it is that this is meant for. So it really could be that you are more than ready to start doing some meditative work with people, that you are supposed to be actually working with people's energy fields and connecting with their guides and speaking to them through their guides.
Well, there's one friend that I literally called her out because of the marital issues she was having. And she was pinpointing, well, he's doing this, and he needs to work on this, and I flat out and told her, you know what? He's not the issue. You're the issue. And she goes, excuse me? And I said, you can get all high and mighty all you want. You're pointing out things that you feel you're having flaws within yourself.
And you are already doing it. You're going to get, so I guess what I'm saying is absolutely create space for you, but know that there are people going to start coming more and more, especially now that we're almost to the crown. And as we get into these higher chakras, know that
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be more and more people that see you as source energy, and they're going to try to connect to source energy through you, and you can create space for that. You already have a booth. You already have a booth. You're already at these places. You can already
Yes, and a
give
lot of these
readings.
and a lot of these places I literally have to ground myself and tell them to stay where they're at and not to follow me.
No, you're supposed to say thank you. That'll be a $40 session. That'll be a $40 reading to
No,
connect to your guides.
I'm not talking about human, I'm talking about spiritual.
I know. And you can say, I have so and so here. Somebody walks into your booth and you go, you got a mother who's very naggy. You can just start saying these things and say, she is trying to come through right now. You can do it. And people would be like, what the hell you would change people's lives, Sandy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but a lot of these are from, a lot of them that I connect to are a lot that have been on the property that we are set up at,
And
to where they're just there.
but they have
So,
messages. They have messages as well. So you can start saying readings. You can start saying spirit readings. And I don't care who's coming through. That message needs to get out to the people that are on that property.
okay.
I want to challenge you to really start stepping into your gifts. You're hiding behind your crafts. I know you enjoy them, but I see you hiding. And I know that you can
Yes.
share.
You know I'm not a people person. I don't like people. My crafts don't speak back.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. It's the fear of what people might say.
No, it's the fear of people enjoy being in my bubble, and I don't like people in my bubble.
You know, I have delightful people in my bubble.
You know, I only invite certain people in.
But
And
that's what's great. When you're set up, they're already in your bubble. They're already walking in your booth. You might as well allow for them to be in your bubble by offering them your gifts, and then they'll be on their way. They're already there.
okay, I will try. I will try. No promises, but I will try.
Yes. Okay. I love it. I love it. Yes. I just feel like you have so much insight. You get so much information just from people in your space that you would be such an amazing resource to them, for them to get a little bit of clarity. You can already do it. You're learning how to not allow them in, so that when you need to be shut off, you can be. But you can actually, you already have a tent up. You could easily put a little chalkboard sign up. So I'm just throwing that out there. I'm going to start pushing you beyond your comfort zone.
I will try.
And that's all it is. See what happens. See what comes of it.
Usually more relaxed after I've had a couple of drinks of apple pie, then it all just comes out.
A shot of apple pie and a reading. All right, there you go. However you need to do it to get started, I think Spirit wouldn't mind.
I will try.
Okay, good. That's all I want. I want you to play with it. To just play with it. And Jackie O, I think, would agree with you perfectly on the taking a shot to get places too. She loves her moonshine. So All right. Thank you for sharing, Sandy. I really appreciate it. All right. All right. Would anybody who would like to go next? Would somebody like to go next? All right, Leandra. Are you I think you're the iPhone. Let's see. Sometimes it doesn't. Yes? Okay.
I don't know how to do anything on here, so
That's
it says
okay.
iPhone.
I knew it was you.
Well, I don't really have a whole lot to say, but I have to leave to go to work here in just a few minutes.
Yes,
So I
you
thought I
do.
would just have this moment before I go. I'm just kind of beginning this whole process, so.
And Leandra is absolutely magical. And can you show everybody your fairy house? Do you have
Yeah,
capacity
I'll
to
go
do
get
that?
it.
Okay. So Leandra's like, I don't really have anything to share. And she made the most like magical fairy house I've ever seen. Not done yet.
Hang on, let me see if I can figure out how to turn my camera around. Yeah, I have to here in just a minute.
Look at
So
this.
here's my little fairy house. And it's not quite done yet, but this is going to be a little pool here on top. And I'm going to hang a little hammock in between the two little posts. That was it.
Yes. So amazing. So, and I am just so excited to see where your creativity go, because I don't think it's going to just be crafts. I really don't. I think there's going to be very much an intentionality in what you create, because I already see it. And I also see you very much beginning to like get those little downloads, those little like, whoa, that's an insight. You're getting those insights with every video, with every session. Things are really like starting to unravel in a good way.
I'm just trying to soak it all in, and yeah.
Yes. So I totally see it. And again, as like, use that magical mothering group to share projects that you have. If you use it as a resource. If you have stuff that you're creating, and like I said, I'm going to open up the magical mothering group, not our little private group, but the magical mothering group. I really want to open that up for people who are making things for our services, for that resource to really, really be used. So know that as you're creating and getting that ready, that you will have that space available. So
yeah,
yay!
That's awesome. Well, I have to go, but sending lots of love to all you ladies.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Stephanie.
All right. Okay, let's see. All right. All right, we've got Jackie O and Anna Bear. Would either of you guys like to share? I know Anna Bear, this is your first session. It's usually different, but every month is very different. So let's see. Hello.
Hello, I'm Anna Bear. This is day one for me.
Woohoo!
I'm really, really excited. I feel like I just keep going from like course to course and like picking up all these different modalities and meeting with all these different people. So I think this is like perfect timing because I just ended a course. And I'm really starting to find, like, I keep having the same epiphany over and over. So obviously, it's a calling in a sense. People are always in my inbox, hey, I got a heavy question for you, and like I'm able to kind of walk them through what's going on. And then it usually ends with, you should probably get certified to be a life coach. I'm like, I already am, but I've been playing small. And I really figured that out the other day. I was like brushing my teeth and I was starting to have these feelings. And I was like watching my thought pattern. And I was like, in my thoughts,
Oh no. Sorry, that was me. All right.
Oh, there.
Back. Okay. All right. Sorry. So you were watching your thought patterns. That was the last I heard.
Yeah, so I've really been working a lot with people on boundaries. Like I've learned how to master boundaries through some tough relationships. And I used to be like the yes person who always said yes and let people like walk all over me. And I have like my feet solid in the ground with that. So I think since I've really learned that, I'm attracting all these people who are now learning that lesson. So that's really been a big kind of highlight with, and it's all women, and it seems to really tie in with self-love and women empowerment, and standing like solid in your feet, and knowing like you set your own boundaries. You tell other people like kind of what you will allow by what you will and won't allow. So that's been a lot of fun. And I was talking to a friend today, and she's an astrologist, and she was like, I was telling her, like, you're really good, you should put yourself out there. And she's like, I really suck at setting prices and marketing and asking monetary value. And I had just met up with a friend today who's in marketing, and she's also like out of work because of fibromyalgia. And I was like, I should connect these two. And then she's like, why aren't you a life coach? And I was like, for the same reasons you're not an astrologer professional. So it's just like all fitting all the pieces together and co-creating and utilizing the people around you. And sometimes I think the beginning is to like utilize trades instead of, maybe the actual money portion of it to get where you need to be. So
And and Diana, who is not on this call tonight, she usually is on the calls, but she's been giving her resources for free in like a very specific group. Like it's a group with, thousands of individuals who are hungry and wanting to learn. And she's just asking for a donation. And sometimes, I mean, that's where I started. I started on very much a like, where are you at? What energetically is possible? And for some people, and especially just starting to get that aspect, because what we're doing, we're charging not for a product, but for our literal spirit, which goes
yeah,
against every fiber of our being. And
right,
nobody
right. But you're right about the donations.
yeah.
Like
So
I was doing some journaling, and that's exactly what came out. So like that, I think that makes a lot of sense for me, at least at this point.
yes.
Because it is hard to ask someone for money, even though like my relationship with money has taken a completely like turnaround in the last 6 months. Like I totally was shut myself off from money. I started writing love letters to money, writing myself checks and hanging them on my wall. And literally checks come in the mail now. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even working, and
Yeah.
checks, like money's just starting to flow. But it's just really getting it in line with what I'm doing. So I think donations is a really good start.
Yes. And it feels, and as you know, I've gone back to donations. This whole program is donation based. And yet I now know that what I charge per hour is different. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a it's going to be a flow, and at any moment you can be like, okay, no, I know exactly how much to charge an hour. This donation amount felt like the right one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I
So,
definitely resonate with that.
and as you begin to really like receive donations, you're going to go, wow, I kind of felt like that wasn't a good energy exchange.
Yeah,
Or you're going to go, wow, I just got that and I feel so uplifted, even though it was only this much monetary. So
yeah,
you'll get that, but allowing for that monetary thing to come through in a way that, again, like you're doing already, you're really saying, I welcome money, I allow money to come in, and creating space, and allowing for that service to you, being of service, just like anybody else in a service industry, of creating space for that.
Yeah, just kind of letting like the natural flow happen rather than like forcing something that feels really against your grain. Like I'm certified to be a life coach, but it just hasn't, I haven't felt like I'm ready for that to take that step yet
Yeah.
until like very recently, like, you know, I'm like really helping people a lot and it feels really good. And I'm feeling like confidence in myself more.
Yeah. And Anne put in the comments that this course puts them all together. And that's exactly it. Like through this course, you not only learn the resources, because you've learned resources, but this is really all about integrating. Because as you've seen from me on my table, I do plant medicine, I do crystals, I do spiritual, I do,
Right.
you know, it's like it took me years to realize that I don't have to do one thing. I don't have to say I'm a life coach, or I don't have to say I'm an herbalist, or you know, so I feel like this
Yeah.
program only, almost like removes the labeling process so that you can be, I'm Anna Bear and I receive donations for my work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I,
Like when
yeah,
you asked the other day about I don't know what the post was, but what are you doing to step in your power? And I had
yes,
like a whole list of stuff. And at first I was like watching my thought pattern, like, man, you're all over the place. But then I'm like, heck no, you're not all over the place.
no,
This is all the stuff you love integrated into one, and that's okay.
yeah. And I almost put on there, and how are you doing at integrating? And I was like, nope. Anna Bear is going to be joining us and she's going to like integrate in such a, I was like, okay, I'm just going to hold space right now. Cause there's like a powerful thing happening in her own
Yeah.
essence of like the realization that happened writing those all out.
Yes.
Yes.
It definitely shifted something for sure.
Yeah. So I'm really excited because I feel like this is the perfect step. You've done a lot of the learning aspect, which some people take this course first and then do the learning stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're doing all the, you've done all the certification stuff. You know all the aspects. So now this course is really going to be that integration process. So yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you, Anne, for putting that integration comment about this puts it all together, because it does. That's why Anne is now like, yes, I'm a healer. I can utilize all these different aspects of me and integrate them all, and I don't have to say I'm an astrologer. I don't have to say I'm this. I don't have to say I'm that. I'm Anne and I know exactly how I can help you. You know what I mean? So, and we'll,
That's awesome because it's so limiting if you're like, you know, this is my one thing that I'm marketing and I got to put all my focus into that, which is good and like, you know, an aspect if you're focusing on that, but like
yeah.
it's limiting, I think.
And
It's nice to just have it open.
and in this program we do that marketing stuff. In week 4 of every chakra we do the marketing aspect. So like with the throat chakra is coming to mind specifically, of it's not a matter of you putting out there like I'm a healer or I'm a life coach. It's literally finding that, you know, identifying who it is that you help and then asking them, what are you struggling with? Let's see if I can even be a solution to you. And as they answer that question, then you can say, oh, yeah, totally. I can so help you with this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, and it releases that whole aspect of, I still don't have a clear identity. I still don't know how to explain to people what I do who are not my people. You know what I mean? Like, I still don't have,
Right.
I don't have a thing. Like, I still don't have that like identifier that I can type into the tax bracket of what I do. You know, I'm like this health practitioner, you know what I mean? Like, so that's okay.
Yeah.
This course and the people in this course are very much in the resonance of knowing that we are these beings that are here to offer and support and create space for each other. So just know that you have found the right space to be in. And I'm really
I'm where
excited
I need to
that you're
be. I
here.
feel that.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yay. Yay. So, with, is there anything else that you feel like you would like to share with us tonight? I know it's day one, but I know you have a lot of insights and downloads that you've probably been getting.
Oh, where do I start? Like, honestly, since I don't even know if it was yesterday, 11/11, was that yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Okay, so since 11/11, I've just had this like, I was feeling like really not bogged down, but I was definitely feeling the tension in the collective. But since 11/11, I have just felt this like overwhelming, just like giving spirit, not to like give to other people specifically, but to like a revolution is what I'm feeling. Like I feel like a shift, and I feel like it's now time to start like putting actions into some of the planning. Like I started homeschooling my kids this year, and that's been just a fantastic change. Like they want to go back to school next year because they miss their friends and stuff, but like what I've taken out of the experience and how much I realize like, the school systems are really like messed up. It's been really apparent. And right now I'm also going through, I have fibromyalgia and I have ADHD. So I'm kind of going through the medical system in a weird way, but I think it's just to show me how fucked up it is. Like I just see a lot of change coming, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been really, I haven't felt that excitement until the last few days. So I've also seen some other people kind of post about it and stuff. So a lot of us have been connecting. Like, I feel like I'm a connector. Like
Yeah.
I meet one person, I just found out I have ADHD, my friend for a long time. I have ADHD. This other girl's like, I have ADHD. So I'm like sharing the resources the one person gives to the other, and then they're added to this group. And then it's just this like beautiful train of connection.
I love that. Yeah, I would really love, there is a really powerful plant blend that I made for fibromyalgia specifically that has been
We
helping.
have that one because
You
Josh got it from you,
That's
and it
right.
definitely does
Okay.
help. Like my
Okay.
pain, I feel like I've gotten my pain under control, and now I'm in the mental aspect now. I'm
Okay.
really trying to figure out the cognitive part.
So that might be working on with that third eye chakra potion then next.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you, I actually was gonna message you about that. I
Okay.
watched your meditation and it was really powerful, and I'm like, oh, that I could feel would be a connection to the mental aspect.
And what's really neat about the third eye chakra potion is the fact that it's like chock full of just tons of vitamins and minerals, which
That's amazing.
is what really our cognitive ability is lacking anyway, which is why sometimes we end up going and having that hyperactivity or that deficiency with that being able to concentrate is with that vitamin and mineral um aspect. So Anne said we want to heal, started with helping my hubs. Yeah, the whole aspect of their healing process started with helping her husband and daughter with ADHD. So I know they eat a ton of fish because they're from Alaska. So they have a ton of salmon in their diet. They've created a lot of nutritional
The
aspects.
omegas is supposed to be really good for
So
that.
I know Anne might have a lot of nutritional aspects as well to help with that, because I know that they've been on a really big journey with that and have created kind of a lifestyle around supporting and helping that, because that it can cause a lot of chaos in the home. It just can.
It really does.
It can cause a lot of chaos, and as a parent it can cause a lot of chaos, and so creating resources and creating space for that is something that's really powerful. So thank you for bringing
Yeah, and I just like put it together that that's really what's been, kind of like the root of a lot of things that I've been experiencing, and just feeling a lot of self-doubt because you don't feel like you can't function like other people. So you're like, what's wrong with me? I have the drive inside. But so now that I know what it is, I think it's only gonna like go up from here.
Yeah.
And I just keep meeting more and more people with it, and we're learning from each other. So
and
definitely hit Anna up too on that.
labels are a part of our language, but I
Yeah,
always like to be very careful with labels of allowing them to stick.
absolutely.
So while you might have a label of ADHD or fibromyalgia in this moment, I would love for that label to be able to be fluid and change and create space for it to evaporate whenever needed. I
I
guess.
think that's a great, like, path to head for that, and to find, to find the necessary tools and take care of it, and then, help others with it as it comes, because I don't feel like that identifies who I am.
Yeah. And
It's just an obstacle.
I'm going to unmute Anne real fast because absolutely they're part of your abilities. They're part of your superpower. And
Right. I was reading about that, like the third eye and the crown, and how those are like more overactive, and it's like balancing that with the root. So
so Anne, I just unmuted you.
Yes, definitely. I can relate a lot. I like to think of them.
Hold on. Anne, it's hard to hear you. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Maybe my hand. Is that
yeah.
better?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay. I was just, holding my hand over the microphone. No big deal.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I like to think of them as superpowers for my family members. And we've certainly modified our lives to help everyone in our family to be healthy, their extra energy was super triggering for my anxiety. I grew up as an only child, and so all of that was extremely foreign to me. But the bright side of all that is that that extra stimulation, which was triggering me, forced me to seek out this healing. And that was the straw that kind of broke the back, in a way, of me to seek out and say, okay, I have to find a way to put this all together. And there was Stephanie in my feed, changing my life. Didn't even know it. But definitely the omegas nutritionally help a lot. I pretty much have lavender essential oil going all the time in my house. And I definitely notice with everyone when it's not going. So just, natural ways. There's tools, like you were saying, you don't want to niche yourself, and I've struggled with that too, I'm my healing gifts. Um, but I was just, going to say that they're all just tools. We all just have unique tools in our toolbox. And I'm loving learning what other people's tools are in this group. So thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Hold on. So I was just talking and realized I was muted.
You're muted. Oh, there we go.
That's funny. So I don't know if it's coming through clearly. Hold on, let me. Okay. Is that a little better? Let's see. All right. I see everybody moving again. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Let's see. All right. All right. All right. Can everybody hear me? Is it still kind of fuzzy? Let's see. There you are. I am going to unmute Jackie O if she's able to unmute herself. Let's see. Is it working? Is it working? Oh, there you are, Jackie-O. So thank
Did
you.
you unmute me?
I did. Thank you, Anna Bear, for
There
sharing.
I am.
All
You're
right.
cutting in and out.
Oh, no, I can hear you perfectly. All right. Is that any better?
Yeah, for a moment.
Good. Jackie-O, I would love to hear from you.
Oh God, what am I supposed to say?
Whatever has been coming through you. So Jackie-O lives in a short bus. She travels full time on her own, and she has carved a path for her traveling across the United States, experiencing life and finding total freedom outside of an abusive relationship. Her husband is still not signed divorce papers, and yet she has not allowed that to stop her for 2 years. 2 years he has not.
Almost 2 years.
But she has not let that hold her in captivity. She has totally recreated and redefined her life and is now carving a new path of really healing her life with this program and implementing and integrating the tools, and she is a powerful healer in and of herself. So you just spent almost a month with your son in Florida. Were you there? 2 months.
2 months. Yeah, thanks for that intro. Holy crap, I haven't felt that good since my very last day of radiation many moons ago now. I stood and looked at myself in that mirror with my long red Chinese robe on, waiting for that last radiation treatment, and I felt like a boxer.
Oh,
Like that, you know, okay, this is it. This is it. Now that introduction you just said is like that just brought me back to that.
oh,
So,
I love it.
Anyway, yeah, I am back on the road again. I was in Panama City, Florida with my son for about 2 months. He just got married. I am officially in Mobile, Alabama, on my way to Schoolie Palooza 2021. Woo!
Yay!
Hopefully. I don't know. Things have been, you look like you're paused.
I can still hear you perfectly.
Are you there? So, yeah, I've been feeling that stress. Okay, well, your picture's frozen, but if you can hear me, that's cool. Yeah, I've been feeling that stress as of late. I mean, things are just building and building and building. I mean, we had the elections, and now we don't know on the crazy elections again. And again, I'm back on the road, and I'm trying to stay safe. But you just don't know if, you know, shit's gonna hit the fan, and I gotta boogie out real quick in the middle of the night because people are mobbing. Yeah, just some financial things have been, you know, building, and of course, you know, we got Christmas like boom right here. So, you know, I was I was even on the phone last week, literally bawling while I was trying to pay one of my bills. You know, and I felt so bad for breaking down to the chick. She's like, "It's okay, it's all right."
Oh.
You know, because everything's just so uncertain right now, you know, just everything's crazy right now. But yeah, I'm officially back on the road. It feels awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, I miss my I call him my dude-a-rooney, my son. I miss him terribly as always. But you know, he really wanted me to stay, and I think he's worried about his mom, because he's like, so what's your plan? You did Route 66 and now you're back, so what are you doing? Are you settling down? You know what I'm saying? He was asking all these questions. I'm like, well, as long as the good Lord says do it, let's do it, you know, until he throws me back flat on my back again for some unknown reason and don't get any ideas. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm just gonna keep traveling and figuring it out. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind having that little, like you guys, you got like a little spread now, and you have at least someplace you can go and recoup.
Yeah.
And regenerate, because you gave so much energy getting to where you need to go for whatever show or whatever you're doing, and you just need that space. And I did love the composting the new Tilt the World, the composting bin. That was hilarious. I love that. That was so funny. I could just picture it, and I could hear the laugh. That was just amazing. You guys rock as parents, I swear.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I think you're creating that, though, Jackie. I think you're creating space for yourself that maybe maybe eventually it'll be a space that you own, but maybe not. Maybe you're just going to be able to come to these different communities, and you're such a blessing. Like, you know what I mean? So it could be that maybe visiting more communities is going to be a focus after this year's travel, because I know you have a whole year like figured out already.
Yeah, I did. Well, I did, but I kind of don't, because as you know, I really wanted to be in Aspen for the X Games, but I think I'm gonna throw that for next year's back burner. Just because there's so much uncertainty with the virus thing.
Right.
So I just I'm playing things by ear, and I think one of the big ones I will do is I'm hoping maybe to do Sturgis, because I really want to see like the presidents in stone and all that,
Yeah.
That's got to be amazing before something crazy happens to that and it goes to crap.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I wanted to do like Burning Man and all that too, but I think I'm gonna put some of those events on the back burner till we just see what's gonna happen this year, But I do, like you said, I like coming to the events, and volunteering is my thing. I like helping, wherever I can fit in.
It could be, something like, there's all sorts of communities in woofing and, all sorts of aspects out there that are possible. So, it could be that you're in kind of a transition, even in traveling, of linking up more with different communities, or, events and communities, and being a part of things that are, little things like that. So you're doing it, though. You're out there and you're living and you're doing it. And I love it. So
it's going to be a tough month this month, and I'm not sure, possibly next month, but this month especially, but like you said, I'm doing it. I'm figuring it out. I'm just taking it one day at a time and getting where I need to go on my map, and just hanging out, and like right now I'm in Cracker Barrel. But it's well lit. I'm not hearing the hum of truckers.
Yeah.
Which I know when I get my bigger bus eventually, I'm not going to have much of a choice on my parking. But I'm doing it. So, yeah. But I can't wait. Are you guys going to Schoolie this year?
Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
So we'll be heading west in December at some point. We'll be heading west after Thanksgiving. We know that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And that's only 2 weeks away, so yeah. I was gonna do Key West. I was going to go around Florida this year, but I decided not to, fund wise. And then thank goodness I didn't, because we just had that dang hurricane again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was sitting close to Panama City and just praying that it was gonna turn not towards me, and it didn't. It went. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Then I totally was on the road. So woohoo.
Yeah. Well, I am so grateful for you being a part of this program, for you continuing to open up and just being willing and doing the work and creating the space. And I'm really excited to see, as you're integrating all of the experiences that you've gone through, because I know that you're going to be a really valuable resource to other people who have gone through similar experiences as you.
Yeah, once I really, excuse me, buckle down and get with the program and get with the other program, no, pun intended, but pun fully intended, get those under my belt, then really, like, y'all were saying too, I have to go back, because I take notes when you guys talk. And I can't see because it's getting flipping dark. Let's see, the integration, and the resources of the group.
Yeah.
And donation. Like I know we talked before that, like, even for me, because I'm a traveler, excuse me, and some of you know, I like the Catholic Church and the Catholic religion. I'm cradle Catholic, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I would like to do maybe talks for men or women, mainly probably women. But even if they give me a safe place to park, maybe a nice hot meal and a shower, that's all the donation I really need. Until I could get my excuse me, I can get my business really kind of out there, and then like you said, then you can kind of start, oh well, this is kind of what I need to start charging, so I get some gas money, and you know what I mean. So,
and I mean, really, you can start looking up different women's shelters or safe homes, safe houses, and really, really, as you begin to really utilize and integrate these resources and create a whole new build up your repertoire of what you really love with your healing work, and how, creating some more space for your healing so that it will transfer to others. I know you're not having any problem finding places to speak at, or venues or things like that, to really create a massive impact on the people.
I really believe that too. What you say, I mean, it's just gonna take a little bit of time, and a little effort, really.
And, the best advice that I never got was creating a sustainable, financially secure business. Takes time.
Of course.
I took these courses that said 3 months to this, 6 months to that, build your business, get 10K in this time. And I realized it was all marketing, and I bought into it hook, line, and sinker. And,
we all do.
So it's taken me 6 years, but I now have a very sustainably, financially secure business. And so it's one of those things where, as it evolves and as you integrate, it doesn't have to take that much time. I mean, I made money 6 years ago, but it wasn't my husband still had to work, so as he even knows, it's this give and take. It's I work for this and you work, and it's going to create space, and you're going to create space for yourself, and it's going to it's almost effortless once you stop pushing it, which I didn't realize until I stopped pushing it.
Like I can't think of her name. She just talked before me. Anna Bear. Is it Anna Bear? Yeah, she said where she was like just writing checks and kind of having like visualizations and basically like, meh, if the money comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't. And once you forget about that, then it just all starts coming into play, you know?
Yeah.
And it comes. It
Right.
comes.
And like Anne had to realize when money is not the focus anymore, and integrity and healing
Yeah.
and these other things start taking a bigger space in your life, financially, we're supposed to be, you know, there's natural abundance and natural resources everywhere. So
Yes.
natural resources are meant to be in our lives where we live, if and especially on the road traveling, you come across natural resources all the time. So allowing
Yeah.
for those natural resources to become integrated is really helpful as well.
Yeah, and well, as you know too, as a fellow traveler, I mean, back in the day, that's all we did. We traveled with the seasons, with the animals, with the plants. So you know, we weren't too hot in the summer, we weren't too cold in the winter, but yet we still had the abundance of what was in the area. And yeah, I think that's all gonna just come to play once it all
Absolutely.
once like I said, once I get the programs done and under my belt, and then I just kind of work them, but yet kind of forget about them too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let it play as it plays.
Yeah. Let them integrate. Let them integrate.
Yeah, yeah. So, and
Absolutely.
it's a pleasure talking with you ladies. I enjoy.
Thank you.
And
Tokyo.
I will have to talk maybe about the fibro. I never can say it right.
Fibromyalgia. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe I've been having issues with that maybe like the last year.
That makes
I did mention to a doctor, but you know, nothing's really never came about. But there's a lot of weird pain thingies. But we'll talk about that later.
okay. Yeah. So just message me and remind me. But yeah, I think we could get that dialed in because, again,
Yeah.
those are things that our nervous system is something that can get recalibrated actually pretty easily. So
Well, and then with the radiation and chemo, and
exactly.
that
So
really
we
threw
may
a loop in there.
your nerves just may need some help regenerating, and that might just be what the aspect is the nerve,
Yeah.
some nerve damage and through that. But we can work on regenerating those nerves because that's something that the plants really enjoy doing.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I appreciate that she was talking about that, and then you know, it's I know all too well about our crazy healthcare system. I don't want to talk about it, but anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, it was a good evening.
Well, thank you, Jackie O.
Yeah, not a problem. Always a pleasure when I can make it.
Yes. All right. Okay. So I am so grateful for everybody who hopped on and was a part of this session. I'm so encouraged always by the resources that you have to share and the insights and the work that you guys are doing on not just an individual level, but on a collective level. I mean, as Sandy was talking about, she's doing some big work on a collective level. And Anna Bear, I know each of the women in this group and a part of this are working through some major things. And while it might seem like we're all doing them personally, we are working on them all as a collective as well. So I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to hopefully this week I can see some posts from you guys in the Magical Mothering group. And just if you're getting a download, like just say, hey, I'm getting this download and I wanted to share it with the group, and see how many people resonate with that. If you're going through an experience and you're going, hey, I want to share this experience because I feel like it's going to help maybe one other person in this group, please do that. I really want to start allowing for your gifts, your resources to become a part of that group just as much as my gifts and my resources. I really want to create a dynamic community and help allow other women to see that they can be a part of that as well. They can be a part of that integration of their gifts. They can start sharing their resources and things like that. So let's get that started this week, and I'm really excited for that. So Anna Bear, I will be adding you to the private community on the website. So if you get like an email from me, it'll be for that private community there. That way you can start sharing in the forums and the private space on that website. So I think that's all for tonight. I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to leave Menard's parking lot. So I love you all. And I will talk to you soon. Please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.